Welcome to the finale of Dimensions MOCs, introducing the Crymton Cascader. So, for some reference, the Crymton Cascader is a ship used by the royal family of the Crymton Kingdom. So the Crymton Kingdom in our story is a dual planet system, and yeah, they use this ship to travel either in between planets or to other kingdom systems. So yeah, that's all you need to know about the ship, at least for context wise, and we'll get into some of the characters. So I did not include the royal family in this episode because they're going to be getting their own episodes focusing on them. I have another series called Dimensions Creating Characters where we'll break down the characters in the series, and they'll be showing up there. Some of these characters will get their own episodes, others won't, but they all are relevant to the operation of this ship, so they're all going to be here. One character that will definitely be getting an episode in Creating Characters is Captain Comet. So here she is now. She's one of the newer characters that I made, but yeah, she is able to breathe in space, all the other stuff, able to fly, basically a superhuman of sorts. Now, I will add she's here because she got her start with working with the Crymton Science and Astronomy Department. As you can see here, the astronauts that are on board, while they aren't always on board the ship, they're here because, you know, sometimes they'll help out in terms of navigating, charting a course, making sure if they're going outside of their system that, you know, they're not going to run into an invisible black hole or some other crazy astronomical nightmare that's going to kill them all. So yeah, that's what you have your astronomical team for. And of course, partially led by Captain Comet, but of course she also goes off on her own adventures. So when that happens, we have the other captain here in green that will take over. But yep, so that's the science department here. On this side, we have the captains of the ship here, 1, 2, and 3. It's primarily these two, and of course he'll be there as a third captain and even just a crew attendant to make sure everything's running well. And then finally, as the crew attendants, we have these two characters. Now the only ones here that are named, or the only one here that's named is Captain Comet. As for everyone else, they just haven't received names yet because it's a lot of characters if you see them out of the series. But yeah, so we've got these two characters who sort of work as attendants on the ship. Her primarily, the droid's mostly there as a security guard, but yeah, she'll make sure everything's running on the ship properly, sort of as a mechanic. And yeah, that's basically all you need to know for the characters. So with that being said, we're gonna very politely just, and yeah, and look, voila, it's time for going over the ship. So let's do that. So yeah, we'll do a quick 360 of the giant ship here, and yeah, it's got 6 wings, 3 on each side. It's got guns on each wing, which I really appreciated. There's supposed to be one here. I don't believe it is though, so I will be fixing that at a later time. But yeah, this is the ship in its entirety, or the model made for the Crymton Kingdom in this story. So yeah, in this one we can actually take a look inside without it falling apart. For the final episode, we can do this correctly, yes. So we'll take a look at the upstairs first. We've got a ladder that leads downstairs to the main level. Now, that isn't supposed to be some like royal sort of yacht and like this luxurious thing or whatever else, which is why it has the ladder here. This is more so just a ship for transport, and also a ship that can allow, you know, the royals to escape very quickly in case something were to happen, such as a takeover by another empire, which, surprise, surprise, is what happens in the story. Spoiler alert. But yeah, so this is the upstairs, and now for the downstairs. Not much going on there, but for the downstairs there is quite a bit going on. We've got the 3 pilot seats here. Actually, if I can turn this on this side. Oh, I'm gonna ignore that. I have no clue where that came from. But yeah, so if you look on this side, you'll see all the electronics and everything else. My sister did a really great job of putting this whole computer system together. And of course, the 3 chairs. So of course you have the 2 pilots who would sit on either side, and then the third one is kind of just there to monitor things. So these are the 2 actual pilot seats. The other guy sits here, monitors where everything is, navigation systems, and of course, you know, will pilot when needed. And then there's this table here, which is where the royals will sit. So normally the king and queen will sit here along with the prime minister and whoever else is needed for an important meeting if they're going from planet to planet, or even a governor. But in the context of the story, they actually use this as a sort of as a royal meeting area. So when they travel to other kingdoms, they'll meet with other rulers and leaders, especially say, we're gonna ignore that wing there, especially say if they're on the run from, say, an evil empire trying to take over here and there, which is what happens in the story. You actually see the rulers of all the kingdoms. They'll just be sitting around this table here and yeah, discussing war plans and what to do about, you know, other empires and everyone else who's trying to take over everything. So yeah, it works as a meeting room, a war room, just any sort of important meetings that happen between royals or anything else will happen in this room. And yeah, that is just about it. So I'm gonna put this wing back, and yeah, that is the end of the series right there. Figured I'd save, not the biggest build, I think this might be equivalent to the size of the elephant that my sister built as well, but at least one of the most important builds that are in the series, because this ship is obviously crucial to the survival of the kingdom that everyone's fighting to save, or the kingdoms everyone's fighting to save, because of course it carries the royals and everything else, and quite important information and artifacts to the rest of the series. But yeah, we got our characters here, our minifigs, and this one, I'm gonna call this a mystery or a bonus piece. I'm gonna call this a bonus piece that we have. I'm just gonna put that there because I haven't a clue where that goes, but yeah, I haven't a clue. So if y'all saw where it goes, feel free to comment. If not, we're gonna move on because I don't know where it goes, so I'll figure that out later. But yeah, that is all I have for y'all on this series. If y'all liked all the MOCs we did and you want to see more, let me know in the comments. We could do something like this again. But yeah, until then, tune in tomorrow as we will be leaving this series behind, and the first episode of Dimensions Creating Characters Season 3 will drop tomorrow, introducing the character of Athena, another character my sister ended up building. So she's built the ship. She's done a lot for this series, which I do appreciate. And yeah, we're gonna get to see some more of her work tomorrow, along with the other characters. I'll be following her up in the 3rd season of Dimensions Creating Characters. But enough on that. Let's send off this series in a good way by ending the episode on a high note. This did not break, unlike the other episodes. All the minifigures are intact. One bonus piece, so fair enough. But yeah, I'd say this episode came together quite nicely. And yeah, hope y'all enjoyed. As always, tune in next time to see more builds and characters. And as always, have a great rest of your day.